Rural people in the former homelands suffer from oppressions, unaccountable rule that cannot be believed to exist under a democratic dispensation. This happens under the rule of tribal chiefs who got huge powers from the period of apartheid and colonialism, whereas those powers go against the customary system of accountable power. The customary system does not elevate power to chiefs, but ensures there are checks and balances, right from the family to the community, to the neighborhood, to the whole village, and indeed to the whole community.
Bolwetse jwa COVID-19 bo ramile kudu re le badudi ba ga mphahlele ka moka ka baka la re bontši jwa rena ga re bereke ba sa berekego be ba bereka mešongwana ya di-piece job. Jwale COVID ba tswalletše ka malapeng ga ba sa kgona go dira mešongwana ela go ra gore tlala e fihlile ka gare ga malapa. Jwalo masepala o ile wa leka go tšama o efa batho dijo mara ga wa kgona go hlakanya bana ba tšegala ka moka e sa le ba bantši ba ba šetšego ba sa nyakang dijo.
No, the COVID-19 pandemic, like in many parts of South Africa, Limpopo has also been affected, more especially that we are a rural province and a number of our community members had to confine themselves at home.
Lesule le ba mmile ga bohloko ka ge thoma ba re dule ka magae ska ra sepela re sa sepele re phela re dule ka magae especially ka level ya mathomo. That's why dilo tše dingata ga re di tsebe tše ba di dira mo.
Number of households did not have ends meet. They did not have money to buy groceries and other basic amenities. That's where we activated our SRD program. This is a program where we identify vulnerable households or households that are being identified as food insecure. That's where we move in as the department, get our social workers to conduct assessments, and those who are qualifying then receive food parcels from the department.
Batho ba mo ga mphahlele ba qualify di food parcel ke ba bantši ba ka feta 500 mare ga se ba tša kgona ba fihlelela mathata gore se ke ja ba fihlelela ba councilor ba rena be go nne palo e ba fileng yona ya dijo mare ga tša kgona go cover batho ba ka moka ka baka la gore mphahlele ko mogolo o nabile.
In the Eastern Cape in particular, you have a context where the rural municipalities, where elected councillors serve, have been failing due to limited human resources, limited budgets, but just inefficiencies as well as corruption, even at the smallest local municipality in a rural context. Their councillors have been at war with each other over the small tenders that municipality issues. That takes away the attention of the councillors from service delivery. So there are these three problems, in other words, in the rural areas. There is the chieftaincy, there is the collapsed local government, and there's basically a poor state of the economy, which means massive unemployment.
And kudu le metsi ka baka la COVID-19 ere re hlape matsogo gafetša after 20 seconds engwe le engwe re hlape.
Isimo samanzi sibi kakhulu kangangokuba yiyo lonto saye sagqiba ekubeni sihlale phansi sibe kanti sicela amanzi kuba ukusokola ngamanzi siqale ngo-2018.
Wona amanzi akekho endaweni akube ngathi kungabhetele kuya kuba west abantu phaya kukho abantu abahambisayo bayatyatyaza zizisu ngenxa yokungabikho kwamanzi angawo. Asinamanzi
ngela xesha le-lockdown ikungeli xesha kwimbalela bekunzima into yokuba singawafumana amanzi kunyanzeleke into yokuba ibe ndim umntu ozawuzama into yokuba umntu makafumane amanzi noba uwafumene kanjani na or uyowakhe emlanjeni but bendizama kangangoko into yokuba at least abantu bawafumana amanzi awacocekanga sisi. awacocekanga at all.
So when COVID hit, the lockdown started, what we began to see was a return of young people and others who were working in the urban centers of Johannesburg, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, East London, and elsewhere, because they had lost their jobs. So that means that the families which depended on those jobs now had their income suddenly shut. But also there was a small number of people who passed away, who were affected by COVID, who were breadwinners. So that also affected families in quite a severe way. Also what happened is the closure of the schools meant that poor families could no longer guarantee that 1 meal a day that their children were getting from the school feeding program at school. So then all of a sudden, poor families have children with them all day, and there was no alternative provision of food to individual homes by government in the rural villages. But also there was a drought preceding COVID-19, which meant that given that there's no running water, people have to collect water from rain and keep that water in tanks or from rivers. And often the municipal water taps that are at every 200 meters are not necessarily running all the time. In many months they run dry. So then rural communities were left without the most basic precautionary measure to guard themselves against COVID-19.